welcome back to another episode of our life seasons where we talk about the different seasons of life and how we grow through it. I'm your host Wen, you already know it. I always wrap up every episode with a bonus, so be sure to stick to the end. If you've been loving the podcast episodes, do leave a review of this podcast on whichever platform that you're on and let me know which topics are your favorite. Now, I have a very exciting news to share with you guys. Like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm saying this and it still feels like a dream, but we've actually have more than 4,000 of you on Instagram and close to 7,000 of you on TikTok at the time that I'm recording this podcast. Like, what? It's insane. I'm so grateful for every single one of you who have been part of the community and is part of the community now. And for my Our Life Seasons OG listeners, I know who you are because I used to personally send emails to you guys, and it's amazing how much we've grown over the 9 months. And if you have seen episode 25, I walked you guys through my 2024 vision board, and you would know that one of the photos on my vision board is Our Life Seasons Instagram reaching 1,000 followers, and we're only 3 months into 2024 and we've actually passed that. It's honestly insane. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that it's insane because it really is. No words can describe how shocked I am that I've literally manifested this in such a short period of time because I gave myself an entire year. But we're only 3 months in 2024 and it's just insane. Okay, we've surpassed it by so much, and I can say that like I'm very thankful for those of you who have sent me DMs telling me how proud you are of me for being part of this community as well. When you were at when we were at 100 followers, you guys were there as well. So you know who you are, my OG listeners. I'm very thankful. I love you, and thank you so much for sending me your love and support since day one. I know who you are. I take note of all of you guys, and I'm just very excited to be able to share this milestone with you guys. I honestly did not know that so many of you would actually literally be celebrating this milestone with me, because at the very start I would just be posting and was wondering if actually people found it helpful. But now I know through all the messages and DMs that you guys sent me, I know that it's been very helpful, and I am very thankful once again for all of you for loving on Our Life Seasons and loving on me. And I'm definitely planning something special to celebrate this moment. So do send me your suggestions if you have any. And yeah, I would love for you guys to be part of the celebration as well, and I can't wait to see where this takes us. Alright, enough of me babbling. Let's jump straight into today's episode on the truth to our healing journey. This episode is actually inspired by one of the posts that actually went viral on OLS socials. You're here probably because of that video where I showed the true side of healing journey, of my healing journey, something that I feel like not a lot of people talk about. So what I want to say is that doesn't matter what you're healing from, be it from a breakup, a career burnout, friendships breakup, or just life challenges in general, I want you to know that the healing journey isn't always sunshine and rainbows, right? I talked about the duality of life a lot of times, and this is a very good example. It's a very powerful process, but it can also feel messy and downright confusing at times, right? This healing process is something, or rather this journey is something that is a very powerful process, but it can be really messy. It can be really frustrating at times, and I felt it, I know it, but I feel like not a lot of people talk about it openly on socials. That's exactly the reason why I choose to post it. Okay, so as much as you feel like you're alone, I want you to know that you are not. Okay, I was where you are and I'm still healing. I'm not perfect, but I know that I don't have to be, because no one is perfect. Okay, all I'm asked for by the universe or by my higher self is to be the true self, to be my true self, and to embrace this side of me where I am a good person at heart, and I know that deep down. And no matter how painful or how long this journey can be, I will be okay at the end of the day, simply because I believe that I can, and I believe that I will. And because of that, I'm worthy of love, and I'm worthy of everything that I've ever wanted. I'm worthy of the respect. I'm worthy of receiving abundance. Okay, I'm worthy of everything that I desire in this lifetime. And so are you. Okay, you are worthy. I want you to really get this wired in your mind. As much as the healing journey seems to be filled with rainbows and sunshines on social media, I want you to know that the truth to it is that it's more like a wild road trip with detours, scenic overlooks, and maybe even a flat tire or two. Okay, expect setbacks, unexpected turns, and moments where you just feel like pulling over and screaming into the void, like screaming at the top of your lungs and saying like, why are you doing this to me? There are moments like that, and there are also moments where you feel really happy. This is just part and parcel of life. This is just part and parcel of the healing journey, okay? This is something that I feel like everyone needs to know, is to be able to embrace this process, the good and the bad. And no, I am not being negative, but more of setting expectations here, okay? It does not matter how long you've gone through the breakup, that job, that situation. You will always have to be healing a part of yourself, because healing doesn't mean that you need to completely heal, that you're always happy and never sad. That is not healing, okay? I want you to think of healing as a journey, like life and its seasons, right? As long as you're breathing and alive, growing through each seasons of life, you'll still be healing from something, big or small. And that is the beauty of life. You get to experience and embrace the different lessons that comes with each season. And with each lessons, you actually grow, okay? I believe that you're probably listening to this because you're going through something right now and you're healing from it. Regardless of what it is, please know that the key to easing your healing journey is self-compassion and trust. Be kind to yourself throughout the process. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's okay to feel frustrated and even angry. Trust that whatever comes up is just a sign from the universe that this is something you need to work on before your desires can come into your reality. And sometimes it takes time. It's okay. Sit with your emotions. Feel your emotions. I always talk about this. I never believe in hiding your emotions or suppressing your emotions, because eventually it will still come up, okay? And I'll share a story with you later on my own personal story. So yeah, it's the subtle hints that the universe is sending you to guide you to your higher self, your next level self, that you can have everything that you want, okay? Follow that intuition, that hint, and you'll be rewarded. Now, I want to talk about how vulnerability actually plays a crucial role in this journey. Sharing your truth can be scary. I totally get that. But it's incredibly liberating, okay? At least that was what I found when I posted that video. It was a very vulnerable moment for me to share because it was very personal. And I knew that there were gonna be people who would look at that video and they would say things like, oh, you just want attention, or you're just doing this for the views. I totally get that, right? But I knew that, and I felt that I needed to share it because there will be someone out there who will benefit from that video, and to know that he or she is not alone in this journey. And that is my sole purpose of posting that video, my sole purpose of starting our live seasons, and I want to fulfill that, right? And I did fulfill that. So of course, I'm not saying that you have to start posting videos of you breaking down on social media, but what I'm trying to say is that you have to learn to be vulnerable with your emotions and your thoughts. The last thing I want you to do is to deflect your emotions and feel a need to bottle it up because you don't have a safe space to unpack your baggage. So if you're like me and you love to work through things yourself, go ahead, but also know that it's important to actually have a support group where you feel like you can actually connect to others who actually open inverted get it, okay? It can be your family, friends, coaches, or therapists, but if you don't have those, please lean on us, lean on our Live Seasons community, lean on me. You know, I can see that a lot of you guys are actually doing that, which makes me so happy to be able to see that, you know, we're building this community where we feel open and vulnerable enough to share our stories, whether it's on comments or DMs. And I am just very happy. So please keep that up. Please lean on us. Please lean on me. My DMs are always open. You'll never know, right? Sometimes all it takes is to talk to someone, which then helps you to actually process your emotions better. So whatever path you choose, remember, there's always strength in vulnerability, okay? Learn to be vulnerable. Vulnerable doesn't mean, it's not a weakness, okay? It doesn't mean that you're weak. We all have emotions, whether or not you're a guy, whether or not you're a girl, whatever that you identify with, know that being vulnerable, there is this strength to it, right? Being vulnerable is very hard to do. So if you're able to do that and you feel comfortable doing that, just know that there's this confidence and this strength in you that you need to embrace, okay? So speaking of strength, setting boundaries is actually very essential, okay? You don't have to share everything with everyone. Protect your emotional energy and prioritize yourself, because like I said, your energy and your attention is the most valuable asset that you actually have. Not everyone is going to open inverted get it and be genuine about hearing you out. So just be cautious about who you are choosing to open yourself up to, okay? One thing I want to point out is that just because you're opening up doesn't mean you have to become like an emotional dumping ground, all right? This stems from being like self-aware about whether you just need to get it out of your system, or if you're dumping all your emotions on someone and going on and on and on about how bad that situation is or how trashy that person is, it's not, you are not actually wanting to heal if you're doing that, okay? Because that can be draining for both you and your listener. So respect someone's time, space, and energy just like how you would expect someone to respect yours too, okay? So that aside, let's go back to the part of a healing journey where healing sometimes actually involves revisiting painful experiences, and that's very normal. I want to normalize this, okay? Healing is not a linear journey. It's filled with ups and downs. So there will be days where you feel okay, and then there will come another day where you just don't feel good, and that's just the raw truth of a healing journey. Okay, let's talk about this messy middle of healing journey, which is where things get really emotional. You might go through like emotional roller coaster rides, questioning everything you thought you have already healed from, and maybe even confronting some painful memories that you have thought of that you have not thought of in a long time, right? Those can come up. So these phases can be very intense, with emotions all over the place, like tears, anger, frustration, resentment even. Don't be surprised. It's all part of the process of rebuilding yourself. Allow yourself to feel it. Don't try to push it down. Face it, feel it, okay? I know as uncomfortable as it is, I don't want you to run away from it. I want you to actually face it. You got to know that healing often involves resisting past hurts, because in order for you to heal from something, you first got to acknowledge that it actually exists, right? Its presence, and go right through it in discomfort, which I talk more about discomfort in episode 40. So if you're feeling really uncomfortable, or rather you always shy away from discomfort, keep a lookout for episode 40. I mean, it's already up, so you can actually watch it. It's not always comfortable facing your fears or facing your emotions. I get it, but it's actually very necessary for growth, okay? And hey, it's okay to feel stuck sometimes. We all get discouraged, but what's important is you picking yourself back up and say, it's okay, no biggie. I'm not alone in this. I will grow through this pain, and it will make me stronger because I choose for it to be, and I'm not gonna let it pull me down. Okay, this is a very important mindset to actually have when you're growing through like your healing journey. How you choose to react will determine how painful or how long this pain is gonna be in your healing experience. Okay, embrace this roller coaster ride of emotions, and you'll see its lessons. Resist that, and you'll find yourself inflicting more pain on your journey. Okay, it's your choice. Going back to that video that I posted on my healing journey, I want to share my story of what actually happened in that video, because I know a lot of you are concerned. I'm very thankful for that. I'm okay. It's just part and parcel of healing journey. So for context, that video was actually taken a couple of weeks back. And knowing my body and my emotions, I haven't been my best self in terms of mindset and emotions for slightly more than, I think, a week prior to that huge breakdown, right? Deep down, I knew that I was bottling a lot of emotions in me that would lead to a breakdown soon. I just didn't know when that breakdown was going to happen or how it was going to happen, right? It was just a habit of mine to bottle things up and push it aside while using work to try to cover it up or cover that pain up in hopes that it will go away, which obviously it wouldn't, and I know that, but it was just so uncomfortable for me to kind of face it then. So fast forward to a week later, on a Sunday, I decided to take a day off from socializing. So that day had I wasn't texting, I wasn't on social media, just to sit myself down, because I was so drained. I wanted to sit myself down and just kind of feel the emotions that I feel. There was no intention. I was just laying around. And for those of you who know the story of our life seasons or how our life seasons came about, you would know that the way I process my thoughts is to record myself processing my emotions, right? So that day, so that actually I can look back at the emotions, or rather the memories, and remind myself of how far I've come. So that was exactly what I did, right? That day itself, I actually whipped up my phone and decided to process my emotions. And there it was. That breakdown happened because I discovered this fear that I had been avoiding until that day, right? And this caption was exactly how I felt, right? I wrote the caption for that video, and it was exactly how I felt. So I want to read it out to you guys, all right? So the caption read, "I'm glad I documented my journey of working through the pain so I can share this with you. Just when I thought I was healed, I went through my biggest breakdown after 2 years of healing from that relationship. The tears shed wasn't because I missed that love, but because the thought of not being able to love my future partner wholeheartedly scares me. I know he deserves the best. I fear that this pain will stop me from showing him the best version of me, the girl who is not afraid to love with her whole heart and is selfless with her love, but because it was given to the wrong person, she's now cautious with allowing people to get to know her, to be around her. She puts her guard up. The thought of having my heart potentially broken again keeps me up at night. I wish someone told me that this is the part where you give yourself some time. While you're healing, this pain and fear may creep up on you, and that's okay. You'll feel like you're back to square one, and that's okay. When that happens for you too, I hope you cry your hearts out because you are allowed to feel this pain, this fear of never loving the same again, and let this discomfort flow right through you and back into the universe. You'll never complete your healing journey. You'll just keep healing, but you'll learn to accept and move through this pain when it surfaces again. You'll know how much you've grown because of this pain, and for that, you're proud of yourself. I'm proud of you, of us. We'll always be worthy of love, and one day, we'll find someone who makes us feel comfortable enough to open our hearts up again. Until then, keep swimming. So this is the caption. Wow, even reading this now gives me goosebumps, and it felt so powerful to know this message, right? This message was a message that I felt like I downloaded from the universe or from my higher self, and I felt like it was important for people to know, and I'm so glad that it reached so many of you. And all of you, majority of you, I mean, like, tell me that, this is something that you really needed to hear, that you're on this journey as well, that you resonated with this message, and I'm so thankful for that, because my whole purpose of posting that video again is to reach people like you guys to know that, you're not alone, that we're all in this journey together. So me being vulnerable actually benefited some of you guys, and I'm very, very, very glad. So regardless of, the minority of the people that was upset at the fact that I posted this because it was open inverted attention seeking to them, if given a chance, I would still do it again, okay? So this was me navigating through like the messy middle, and here's the thing I want you to know. Even in the midst of the mess, there will definitely be progress, whether it's obvious or not, okay? Take my situation for example, right? I came out of it so much stronger than where I was. I faced those fears for the first time and be able to articulate it and acknowledge that it is okay to have them, and trust that one day someone will come into my life in the least expected way and give me that safe space to be able to be vulnerable, and unknowingly I'll be able to love again, right? And that is trust and faith in the universe, in myself. And for you, that may look like, finally being able to understand why you react a certain way. Maybe, you set a healthy boundary with a friend for the first time, or maybe you got clearer on what is it that you actually look for in a partner, right? Your non-negotiable and standards. Maybe you learn the importance of loving yourself. Maybe it's the start of your actual healing journey because for the first time, you decided that you actually want to make this year your year. So not forgetting progress like that is very, very, very important, right? Like doing one thing that you love, that even though you don't feel like it, right? Whether it's getting out of your bed after days or weeks of staying in and moving your body even if it's tough. Maybe it's eating something even if you're not hungry because you know your body needs you to take care of it. Small actions like this are progress as well, okay? So if you're hearing this, I want you to find small moments of progress by asking yourself, what is one thing or one action that you can take right now to make yourself feel slightly better? No matter how small or how stupid it may look, do it, okay? Slowly but surely, you will find yourself picking up more actions that heals your soul and body, and eventually get you to days where you feel genuinely happy or just at peace. You gotta start moving, okay? If you are not moving towards like the healing journey or towards a better place, you will always be stuck in this very like self-pity or just this negative mindset, right? So you need to move. You need to start putting yourself out there in doing things that you may not feel like it, but will actually help you get closer to where you want to be, get closer to your healing journey, okay? So these epiphanies are small victories and they deserve a big celebration. If you know, we celebrate all the small wins in our life seasons. I want you to practice celebrating those small wins because they are stepping stones to your journey, right? These are progress that may not seem like significant, but trust me, as time passed, they add up to something incredible that you'll even be shocked at how much you have grown while you're on your healing journey, and the cycle repeats itself. Okay, and I want you to know something amazing, okay? Healing can actually open up open you up to a lot more creativity and flow in life as long as you choose for it to be. It doesn't mean that you'll never feel sad again. It just means that you learn how to have fun while you're at it. Remember, healing doesn't mean becoming this perfect, perpetually like happy person. It simply means learning to live a life that feels authentic and fulfilling, even when the going gets tough. And it will, okay, get tough, but you're equipped for it. Alright, so before I end, I want to leave you with this, okay? Healing doesn't mean becoming some perfectly happy, never sad version of yourself. Life throws you curveballs and it's okay to have bad days, okay? Don't beat yourself up for it, because once you understand that life is a journey filled with setbacks and detours, whether you like it or not, you'll still have to grow through it to get to wherever you want to be. You'll start seeing the silver lining in every pain and situation that you're placed in. Healing is a lifelong process, just like life itself. It's all about becoming more resilient and more self-aware and building a life that truly nourishes you. So remember, the healing journey might be slow, messy, and full of unexpected turns, but trust the process. Embrace the vulnerability and celebrate those small wins. You've got this, okay? That's all for today's episode. I hope you resonated with this podcast and continue to embrace your healing journey. And if you have any burning questions or topics that you want me to cover, you know it, please drop me a DM on Instagram at Our Life Seasons or comment on whichever platform that you're listening to so I can get back to you. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!